Hello, the holidays are here. We put up our Christmas tree this week. The end of the year is rapidly approaching, and this is a great time to review how you've done with intimacy, sexuality, and pleasure during 2014. Here are a few questions for you to reflect on and see how you've done and see where you want to go in 2015. Did you make a pleasure plan for yourself at any point in this year? And if so, what were the components of that? What did you find that really brought you pleasure, that made you happy, that felt good on your skin, that smelled good to you, that looked beautiful to you, that sounded wonderful, that brought you closer to yourself and to your partner if you have a partner? And if you went farther into more intimate kinds of pleasure, what kinds of touch did you discover that brought you pleasure during this year? And what new things did you discover about your body this year? Are you loving yourself more than you've loved yourself before? And if so, fabulous. Congratulate yourself on that. And if there are places that you still want to grow and feel that you could love yourself more, what are they? And what might you do? What practices can you put into place to love yourself more? How have you been doing with having a weekly date with yourself or your sweetie, if you have a sweetie, where the subject is intimacy, sexuality, and pleasure, with no agenda in mind other than to discover what brings you pleasure in that particular moment? How'd you do with that? And how are you doing with your relationship with your body? Are you loving your body? Is it bringing you pleasure? If it's more pleasure than when you started this year, fantastic! Way to go! And I know that for myself, there's always more to go as well. So some of the things that I'm reflecting on are that I spent a lot more time in places that were beautiful to me this year. I went to some national parks, I did some camping, I swam in lakes, things like that, that brought me great pleasure, feasting all of my senses. And I'm going to do more of that in 2015 because when I'm experiencing pleasure, I'm more open to love. I know that for myself. Some things that I did for my body this year that I really love is I got back onto a regular exercise program. And I have to say also that a few pounds crept on. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing early in 2015 is looking at my eating and how I can eat healthier and in ways that support me more. Because I know that when I feel good about my body, I'm more open to receiving pleasure and to giving pleasure. So there's a few ideas for you. I invite you to take a few minutes and with pencil and paper, sit down and write down how you did in 2014 with pleasure, with intimacy, with sexuality, and then begin to get some ideas for what you'd like to create for yourself in 2015. Happy holidays to you all, and more tips coming soon in the Sexy Saturdays blog.